Good evening, and welcome to 764 Instruction and Assessment across content areas for bilingual learners. After taking the workshop on Minds Online, I have designed my new syllabus to be more reflective of online hybrid course. So I'm going to show you what my homepage would look like for my Blackboard. So the first thing I want to go over is the homepage, which leads me to my announcements. And my announcements I'm going to show you what I announced, which was my welcome. And then on the left tab under assignments, I have designed assignments to be broken down into the different, I only put down 4 different assignments, one of them being my Flipgrid. So I want to just bring up my syllabus this year. So I have it open over here, and compared to the regular one face-to-face sessions, there have been a lot of different changes to my syllabus. So I'm just going to scroll down to the schedule of course topics and how they're broken down into either on campus or online. So some of the online assignments that I have designed represent, I feel, active student engagement. So for instance, one of the assignments is an ed puzzle, and then the students will react to that ed puzzle through a Blackboard discussion. Then we have an on-campus class, and then we have another online class, which I have embedded a YouTube link to show a Stephen Krashen interview on language acquisition, and that discussion will be based upon that YouTube video. Then I have added a PowerPoint, which goes over the National Reading Panel and its findings on English language learners. And then there's an on-campus one. And then I have a Flipgrid with an online quiz about literature and process writing and reading and literature instruction. And then for the next one, it is the observation, which is going to be uploaded to Blackboard. And then this particular teacher channel website is a discussion on academic language and how to promote academic discussion in class for English language learners. So it's a video for them to watch, and then the discussion is based upon that video. The other online assignments that I have designed are just for them to do the policy paper, which is just due to Blackboard, and finally the final exam. So as you can see from previous semesters, the amount of activities designed for online learning has increased tremendously. And the early and often assessment philosophy is something that I added to my assignments in terms of having the students turn in an assignment actually fairly quickly within the first 2 weeks of class. So then I have my discussions, which I just posted one, and this is in response to the ed puzzle and some strategies for English language learners. The weekly, I skipped one, the weekly assessments, the weekly schedule is broken down by class, and within each of the class, within each of the weeks, I have put down what exactly we'll be going over in each session. So, okay, it's taking a long time. My computer's very slow. It's taking a long time to open my PDF. Okay, should open. In the meantime, we can go back to the weekly schedule, and I can show you What else? We have class 2. Then we have the Ed Puzzle if they wanted to go right there. We have a video about English language learners. And I also put in a link for the New York State Education Bilingual Department for the students to find a plethora of information about the bilingual department. I have not designed any group work, but maybe in the future I might want to add a group assignment, although this class is not really geared for group work. It's really observation and presentations, and the final big project is actually presenting a content area lesson. So I'm not going to be doing that for this class. The tools that I have here, students will be able to access their grades, any of the announcements. I'm going to incorporate a Blackboard Collaborate. I haven't figured out where I'm going to put it yet in my lesson, but in my syllabus, but I'm thinking maybe that's going to be something that I'm going to look at. The calendar that I set up, let's see, open. Not showing the calendar. Okay, let's go back to the home page. Oops. Back to here. My sandbox. Things are starting to open. My computer is very, very slow. Moving on, I have the announcements that I showed you initially, which was the welcome. Okay. The assessment, I have added in the assignments, I have added a quiz, the chapter 1, English language learners in the 21st century, very early into the syllabus so that I can get to know the active involvement and let them know what's expected right from the get-go. I feel like hybrid learning is a very good way for students to learn even more, according to Delancey and Leonard, Graham and Disban. So the interaction and contact among students and between students and the students and the instructor, I think it's going to increase with this type of learning, with this hybrid setup. And it's going to give students an opportunity to actually learn on their own time and within their own pace. I'm going to tell you that this is a challenge for me because this is something that I'm not used to. But each time that I do something and add it to the syllabus, it really opens my eyes to another resource. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's look at the Grade Center. Oh, so I added my, back to home for a second. So I added my banner, instruction and assessment across the content area for bilingual learners. I have the control panel and all of the home page for EECE 764. I think that is about it. That's what sums up my whole sandbox for my EECE course for the fall.